How are you, my friends? This is review questions number 1 on graphs of tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant functions, and also inverse trigonometric functions. Question number 1, evaluate cosine inverse minus half plus tan inverse minus 1 divided by arc sine of sine 5 pi over 4. Let's find each value and then we can add and divide. Now, the first we can see cosine inverse of minus half will be, this angle will be in quadrant 2, and the reference is pi over 3. So we can write pi minus pi over 3, which is 2 pi over 3, 120 degrees. This is in quadrant 2. Tan inverse of minus 1 is minus pi over 4. This is in quadrant 4. Because tan inverse is defined between minus pi over 2 to pi over 2 open interval. So cosine inverse of minus half plus tan inverse of minus 1, this is the numerator. It will be 2 pi over 3 plus minus pi over 4. The LCD is 12. And this is 8 minus 3, so it's 5 pi over 12. This is the numerator. Now let's look at the denominator. Arc sine of sine 5 pi over 4 is not equal to 5 pi over 4. Because 5 pi over 4 does not belong to the interval where we define the inverse of sine. So let's find the value of the inside the bracket here, sine 5 pi over 4. This angle 5 pi over 4 is in quadrant 3, and the reference angle is pi over 4, and the sign is minus. It's minus square root of 2 over 2. Now arc sine, which is sine inverse, minus square root of 2 over 2 will be minus pi over 4. So I can write here in the numerator 5 pi over 12, and in the denominator minus pi over 4. So I write 5 pi over 12 times the reciprocal of this, 4 over minus pi. Cancel the pi, divide by 4. So minus 5 over 3 is the answer. Question number 2, given the function f of x equals pi over 4 minus 5 cosine inverse of 4 minus 5x. And we need to find the domain and the range of this function. To find the domain of this function, we look at the basic inverse cosine. The domain will be minus 1 to 1. So I can take the argument here belongs to minus 1 to 1. So I would say argument between minus 1 to 1 closed. So 4 minus 5x between minus 1 and 1. So I subtract 4, subtract 4, subtract 4 from each side. It will be minus 5 less than or equal minus 5x less than or equal to minus 3. Divide everything by minus 5 and change the signs. So it becomes 1 greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to 3 over 5. So we divide by minus 5. Now rearrange it. X will be greater than 3 over 5 or equal, less than or equal to 1. So 3 over 5 to 1 is the domain of this function. Let's see the range. We can start also by the range of the basic inverse cosine, which is 0 to pi. So I say cosine inverse of the argument, whatever the argument is, the cosine inverse will be from 0 to pi closed. Now, we multiply here by minus 5 because I need this minus 5 outside here. See, it has no relation with this minus 5 inside. So this is the coefficient of the function. So I multiply by minus 5 all sides and change the sign. So this will become 0 greater than or equal to minus 5 cosine inverse of the argument greater than or equal to minus 5 pi. Then I will add pi over 4. So I will add pi over 4, pi over 4, pi over 4. Now 0 plus pi over 4 will be pi over 4. Minus 5 pi plus pi over 4, the LCD is 4, so it will be minus 19 pi over 4. And pi over 4 minus 5 cosine inverse the argument, this all becomes the function itself, f of x. So f of x, which is y between this and this. So the range will be minus 19 pi over 4 to pi over 4. Question number 3, find the sum of all vertical asymptotes of this function, y equals 3 tan half 10x minus pi over the interval. minus 3 pi over 5 open to pi over 5 closed. Now, this is a tangent function. I need to find the correct argument. Correct argument, I take everything after the function tan. So I multiply half by 10x becomes 5x minus pi over 2. So I put the argument equals pi over 2 plus n pi. This is the denominator of tangent, which is the cosine. So I put the argument equals pi over 2 plus n pi, which is 5x minus pi over 2 is equal pi over 2 plus n pi. Take minus pi over 2 on the other side becomes pi, and then divide by 5. So the equation of the vertical asymptotes will be x equals pi over 5 plus n pi over 5, where n is integer. Now let's create an inequality for the vertical asymptote. So I take this equation here in the middle. I take the condition given, minus 3 pi over 5. This is open. No equal sign here. There is an equal sign, pi over 5. Then I subtract pi over 5 from each side. So it becomes here 0, and here minus 4 pi over 5. Then I multiply by 5 over pi because I need n. So n will be greater than minus 4, less than or equal to 0. So greater than minus 4, I cannot take minus 4. I take minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, and 0. These are the integers. So it means the function has 4 vertical asymptotes in the given interval. Now the question says find the sum of all these vertical asymptotes. We have to find them now by using this equation here. So on this slide, we have the equation of the vertical asymptotes, which is x equals pi over 5 plus n pi over 5, where n is integer. I use these values for n, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, and 0. Each time I replace n in this equation. So if n is minus 3, I get x equals minus 2 pi over 5. If n is minus 2, I get x equals minus pi over 5. And so on for n equals minus 1, n equals 0. Then I will add all these vertical asymptotes. So the answer will be, the sum will be minus 2 pi over 5. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. I hope I can see you in another video with another topic. Thank you guys for listening.